Hey guys, back here on grade 3 of the Trinity drum kit syllabus 2020 to 2023. I'm on to a group A piece, the third one I think. It's called Bossa Favour and it's by Mike Osborne. And it's a bossa nova beat. If you're shocked by that, you didn't listen to the name. It's got bossa all over it. It's bossa nova, and it's typical bossa nova to start out with, and then it gives you some variations, which is great because a lot of drummers, they get to encounter bossa nova, they hear the quintessential bossa nova beat and then they move on to something else, and that's their only understanding of what bossa nova is. So this has a couple of variations on the bossa nova beat worked into it, so Mike was smart in this one to kind of give them a little bit more flavour than just straight bossa nova. So not downplaying the value of straight bossa nova by any means, it's great to have it. So it's a bass drum pattern, a rim click on the snare pattern, and a hi-hat pattern that are all different and work well together. There's two ways to do this. You can practice the bass drum line on its own, you can practice the rim click on the snare on its own with the hats maybe, because they're both simpler. But the complex part here is the bass drum. The bass drum goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then that marries up with the 1 of the next bar. It's a 2-bar phrase. The hands are going to be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so very different patterns that separate and come back together. It's beautiful actually. Once you get it the first few times and you start to feel it, it's fantastic. When you're trying to get it for the first time, it can be quite frustrating. So take your time with it. My advice isn't to separate it unless you have to. Just slow it down enough that you can think about what's next. So literally ask yourself, what am I doing first? I'm doing bass, rim click and hats. 1, then and 2, and then bass, rim click and hats, and then just bass with hats, 3, and then just snare, 4, and then just bass, and then bass, 1, and rim click, 2, and 3, and 4, and repeat, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now you'll notice I'm not going perfectly in time, and that's very intentional. You don't have to be in time when you're trying to figure it out in the first place. Just figure it out. Just get it slow, right. And it's going to sound wrong. It's going to sound bad. It's going to sound not what you want it to sound like, because we all want it to sound like a performance. So the temptation to go is there, just to go fast and get it wrong. Going fast and getting it wrong is still wrong. Going slow and getting it right is still right. So opt for slow and right is better than fast and wrong. But staying on those 2 bars until you have them will result in this. Okay, so nice and confident bossa nova beat, and that is, as I was saying at the intro, that's the quintessential bossa nova. So we've got one phrase of it, and on the second phrase he goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. So you got boom, bum, 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 little fill around the toms, and then back bar 5 to the bossa nova. 1 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 1 3 and. Now that brings us to bar 11, which is a fill using the same kind of positioning that the bossa nova has. 1 and 2 and 3. Practice it on its own to get comfortable with. 1 2 3. Now that and 3 4, it's the same rhythm that we had on bar 4, but we have a flam on the and 3 instead of 3 4. Now we have small difference but important difference. Okay, now we're straight into the back into the bossa nova. There's 2 additions now. So this is the first variation I was talking about. We have the crash on 1, which we didn't have before, and we have an open hi-hat on the and of 4. So watch out for that. Okay, so that brings us to 18. On to bar 19 where the fill is. We're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's travelling down the toms with the right hand and the left hand staying on the rim click. If you don't know how to rim click, incidentally, it's not just dropping the stick onto the drum. If you imagine, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like the clickers that they use for movies, so they'd have like a chalkboard with scene 1, take 1, and the name of the scene, and someone would come up to the camera and they'd say, scene 1, take 1, action, and they'd do the click. That's a syncing click, and that's actually called a clicker. On the rim click, it's similar in that the stick doesn't just drop, it's hinged down, so the back of the stick stays connected with the drum, and you slap this down like a door slamming, and that's how you get the proper rim click sound. It's the fattest part of the stick, so where it stops tapering out is where you want it to click. And you can rest your wrist on the drum. You don't have to be like floating up off the ground, because you get weird sounds if you don't have it solid. You want to make sure it's slammed. You want to have that almost like a sound. So, that was a bit of a weird aside, but important if you don't know how to do rim clicks. So that was our fill. 1 and 2, sorry, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, stick up off the rim click position for a 3 and 4, and then straight back into it, because we're back to the crash and then back to the bossa nova. Sorry, my mistake. On 21, we do that exact same beat, but it's to the right. So. Okay, so that's a beautiful fill at the end there. This is maybe the third variation of the bossa nova, and it's going to be on the right. So you got. That the rim click has now changed. It's not on the 1, it's on the 2, it's on the and of 3, it's on the 1, and it's on the and of 2. So it's displaced, and this is the final variation. I believe it doesn't change after this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Beautiful. Then moving on to 29, it's the same that we just played on 21. So what we have in the last two bars is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3. So that's a triplet evenly 3. That could be worth practicing on its own. That's a fill that is used quite a lot in drum solos. John Bonham was famous for using the triplets. Remember, those triplets are ghosted, so they don't get a value. They're just played, and the count is only put on the bass drum. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't count evenly 1, evenly 2, evenly 3, evenly 4 unless you really need to. Alright guys, I hope all that made sense. I hope it was beneficial. I hope it solved some question that you had. If it didn't, ask it, because I can help. I can answer it. I don't mind doing that. If there's any other piece that you want me to cover that I haven't yet, let me know. I have covered all the previous pieces to this, so take a look at one of the playlists, either the initial to grade 2 or this new playlist that has grade 3 in it at the moment, and it's going to have hopefully grade 4 and grade 5 in it as well. So I'm working my way through it. It's a brand new syllabus, so hopefully if you're studying it, if you got this far, you've looked at the earlier ones. There's lots of good pieces there. Thanks for watching this far. If you watched this far, obviously you have if you're hearing me say this. Yeah. I will endeavour to upload this soon, and I'll see you the next time I record a video, which could be soon, and I could get distracted. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.